Breaking news from the tropics.
Determine how this system will impact our state.
Tropical storm Elsa forming overnight. Consoler-in-chief.
There is no consoling this pain.
President Biden will be in Surfside today. And Bill Cosby cleared.
I'm not guilty.
The Pennsylvania Supreme Court sending him home. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is Thursday, July 1st, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
President Biden is visiting the site of the collapse in Surfside this morning, and he will speak to the families of victims and thank the first responders. More on the situation that is happening in the tropics and how it can affect South Florida in just a moment. But we begin this morning with the latest on the condo collapse. The network's Helen Acevedo is in Surfside this morning as President Biden is making his way to the tragic collapse that happened 1 week ago today.
President Biden and the First Lady expected here in Surfside later today. We just received video of him boarding Air Force One for his trip to South Florida. Meanwhile, here at the collapse site, more tragic discoveries were made yesterday. When President Joe Biden arrives in Surfside later today, he's scheduled to meet with victims' families and show his support for the first responders and crews working around the clock in hopes of finding survivors. Those crews using their hands, buckets, and small tools continue the painstaking work of digging through 12 floors worth of rubble that was once part of the Champlain Towers South condominium.
I'm very pained to tell you that we found 2 additional bodies in the rubble, which brings our total count to 18 fatalities.
145 are still unaccounted for. As that search effort continues, the commander of the Israeli rescue team says the degree of damage has left very few opportunities for air pockets large enough for humans to survive in.
We found people. Okay. Unfortunately, they are not alive. We found some more tunnels, and we strolled at night in those tunnels. And there are, from one hand, new spaces that we find, and from the other, we found more people, but unfortunately not alive.
Meanwhile, President Biden has offered federal aid and says he supports a federal probe into the collapse. Words echoed by Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, calling this a tragedy no one will ever forget moving forward.
It was just horrific. Nothing worse than burying children. And we know for the first responders on the pile, it's horrific for them as well. We know when you talk about their suffering and, of course, the physical suffering, but the emotional as well. And for the community watching and the family members, there is no consoling this pain.
As crews here at the collapse site await the president's arrival, he is making a priority out of not negatively affecting their work. White House officials say they are making sure that the added security does not slow down the search and rescue mission. In Surfside, Helen Acevedo, South Florida Media Network.
Formed overnight, Tropical Storm Elsa is putting South Florida in the cone of concern this morning. The National Hurricane Center warns Floridians to brace for tropical weather in the upcoming days. With current search and rescue efforts down in Surfside, officials are teaming up with the National Hurricane Center to prepare for a possible strike.
We coordinated with the Hurricane Center to determine how this system will impact our state and how we can begin preparing for its impacts.
Elsa could move over parts of Florida by early next week, but it's still too early to predict a path that far out. Miami Heat player Udonis Haslem showing up in Surfside to pay his respect at the memorial wall. The Miami Heat's Twitter account posted pictures of the player hugging Mayor Daniela Levine Cava at the site. He was also seen greeting the community and paying his respect to those who passed away.
Completely heartbroken. I feel all the pain. I feel everything that goes through this community. For me, it's always been bigger than basketball. Being here for this long and the sacrifices is because of this. It's because of being a part of this city.
As a native to Miami, Udonis visited the location to thank all the first responders that are working tirelessly at the scene. Bill Cosby is walking away a free man this morning after Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his conviction and was released from prison.
The guilty person knows more than anybody. not guilty.
Yesterday, Cosby was smiling outside his Pennsylvania home after his release, serving 3 years out of a 10-year maximum sentence. The 83-year-old actor/comedian was convicted in 2018 on sexual assault charges after dozens of women came forward, many allegedly saying that Cosby assaulted them.
He is a notorious rapist, and he just got away with it.
A panel of Pennsylvania State Supreme Court judges ruled that there was a violation of Cosby's due process rights, leading to the decision of his release. Starting today, college athletes can profit off their name, image, and likeness. Former college athletes have spoken out before for compensation for the use of their image and athletic ability. The NCAA made the announcement last Wednesday following states passing laws and governors issuing effective orders allowing NIL profits. Like father, like son, the actor behind the iconic character Tony Soprano stays in the family. That's still ahead, and so is the story.
I did fear for my life. I wasn't sure what was happening.
Teen speaks out after the video of him being tased by police went viral. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My.
Sorry, that's Troubled and shocked, a teen who was tased by a Florida trooper is still dealing with the pain and telling his traumatic experience. A teen who was tased by a Florida Highway Patrol trooper is speaking out after the footage that was caught on camera went viral. As Jack Roderman was tased not only once but twice, he fell and hit his head onto a nearby fire pit. It happened last month near Fort Myers.
And then it hurt once I fell. I was just kind of confused at the same time because I didn't understand why he was approaching me at first or why he tased me.
In the report, the trooper noted Roderman as a suspicious person who hid into bushes after seeing the trooper's cruiser. The trooper said he used his taser because Roderman failed to obey his commands. Roderman's lawyer stated he will fight to get charges dropped and then take matters into the FHP. After more than a decade this morning, the award-winning television show The Sopranos is making a comeback with a new movie. The film, The May Saints of Newark, tells the story of young Tony Soprano and his relationship with Dickie Moltisanti. The movie will release this year in theaters and HBO Max on October 1st. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.